All right, have a read for us. Oof. Okay. I'm excited to see where this one goes. Oh, you guys can't see her. There's a kitty right there. She has decided that she likes my witchy desk. More importantly, she likes to lay on the papers I have in the corner. I have like stacked papers from like recently, like written blessings or like notes on videos that I need to do, or like, yeah, like papers like for my grimoire that I need to like type up and put in there. And it's her favorite place to lay. Okay. As long as she's happy. She's a princess. All right. I hope you are happy because you need to be getting excited. And it's getting excited. It's not that you're excited yet. You need to get excited, or you're going to get excited. And then we have the sun, which is much joy and happiness coming your way. And this is increased intuition. So this is when this card comes up, when anything with increased intuition, it's somebody with increased. Oh, this isn't increased intuition. What is it? It's free spirit. It's free spirit. But whenever free spirit comes up, that is a phrase that is used for somebody who. Ah! Sorry. Who has increased intuition, somebody who has gifts. Maybe you do tarot, maybe you do oracle, maybe you do some sort of a channeling. But this is for somebody who has gifts, okay? And then we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, which is be stingy with your time. And what I want to say about this is when you have gifts, who you are around matters. You can't be around lower vibrational people when you have increased intuition. A lot of times you can't even be around like a lot of people. Like my ex-husband, when I go over his house in the summer, is a very limited amount of time that I can be there without having additional things in place to kind of protect my energy. Now, like I go and I cleanse his house and I hang oranges up and I wipe down his house. I do the runes in the windows to make sure that the house is safe. But since he lives on a lake and the lake gets really busy in the summer, sometimes there's so many bodies there that it is just hard for me. And I'm like, I need to wrap my head up, or I need to do this, or like I'll go and I'll lay on the ground, which is hard because that's where all the people are, is outside. And I'll end up passing out I don't even put a blanket down. I just lay like you're making a snow angel, right? With my arms and legs straight out. And I fall asleep. Because it can't take all of the energy. And that's what it's feeling like with the be stingy with your time. When you have increased intuition, sometimes you just can't be around as many people as you used to be able to be around. That doesn't mean like you can't live. Like I went to the stores, I went shopping today, like all day, and went to the movies with my kids. And I'm fine, right? I also made sure I brought like a headscarf in case it got to be too much for me, so that I could like wrap my crown chakra up. And that might be learning how to protect your peace, learning how to protect your energy, because that kind of filters the energy that's coming in, but also the energy that's going out. So that might be something that you need to do, because maybe this feels like it almost feels like this is newer for you. And so maybe you're just not. Honestly, even if it weren't new for you, that doesn't, honestly, that doesn't really matter, right? Because sometimes we just forget about the simple things that we can do to protect our energy. But it does kind of feel like it's a little bit new. So maybe you just, so maybe your gifts are new, but maybe Archangel Michael. It's not that your gifts are new. It's like you've gone through a growth spurt, so maybe they're more sensitive right now. So you have to do a little bit better job of protecting your peace. So that's what it is. It was a growth spurt. So the increased, oh, look at increased energy. Enjoy fruits of your labor. A lot of good things come from when you, when your gifts start to come in, when they start to grow. But there's a learning curve. There's a process when you're like, oh, this is something that I used to be able to do, but this isn't really working for me. So what am I going to do now to solve this problem? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Wise, learning. You're learning, and therefore you are growing. I love this. This is really pretty. You can do so that you can grow, fertility. Expansion. There's a lot of things that you can do as your intuition grows. A lot of times the other side of the veil, they will try and help you. So like, for example, because it is now harder for me to be around a lot of people for an extended period of time, when I knew I was going to get laid off, and they're like, so in the summer, I knew I was going to get laid off, even though they didn't start laying people off until like on into, I don't know, it may have been August, but I knew about it like towards the beginning of July. I knew something was going to happen, and so I just had to wait. And then I think into August they started laying people off, and then it started increasing. And I knew I wasn't going to lose my job until like sometime in November. But they were like, "Hey, we want you to start social media pages," and that was so that I could start the transition. Like I could already lay the groundwork down so that I can start to do this, right? And they still are talking me through the process. They're like, hey, it's time for you to get started on that website. So I went and I built my website, which, by the way, if you need a personal read, I got a website. There's a link on my channel. So like they kind of lead and guide me through the process of what I need to do to make sure that I keep a roof over my head and I stay successful. And you can, if you listen to your intuition correctly and you follow the signs and you follow the synchronicities, you are going to be fine. Okay? Even if it means that you have to maybe adjust or change some of the things that you end up doing. Okay? I'm going to leave this here. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I hope you make good choices. And I'll talk to you later.